All right, so we're going to read another little groundhog story, and then we're going to do this paper with these stickers after. All right, so yesterday we learned that on February 2nd, it's called Groundhog Day. And the story goes that if the groundhog comes out of its burrow and sees his shadow, there will be 6 more weeks of winter. If he comes out of his burrow and he does not see his shadow, spring is coming soon. So this is a cute story. It's about a little groundhog. It's called Go to Sleep Groundhog. This groundhog is having trouble hibernating. He's having trouble sleeping. He's going to wake up and see things that he's never seen before because normally he would be sleeping during these times. So it says, Groundhog went to bed on Columbus Day, just like he always did. He brushed his teeth. He has a little mouse friend. He put on his jammies. He set his clock for February 2nd. Then he curled up in his warm, cozy bed. His little mouse friend is sleeping too. He closed his eyes. He tossed and he turned, but he couldn't get to sleep. Finally, he got out of bed. He peered at his clock. 1/2 October. Groundhog poked his nose outside his burrow. The moon was full. I'll just go for a little walk, he said. Maybe that will make me sleepy. So it's October. What would he see in October? Groundhog went outside. He saw things he'd never seen before. Raggedy scarecrows and grinning jack-o'-lanterns, children dressed up like pirates, cowboys, and princesses. Looks like it's Halloween time. Halloween witch flew down. What are you doing up? She said. It's almost winter. You should be in bed, Groundhog. So Witch flew Groundhog home on her broomstick. She tucked him in. She read him a ghost story. She gave him a glass of apple cider. Groundhog curled up in his warm, cozy bed. He closed his eyes. He tossed and he turned, but he couldn't get to sleep. Finally, he got out of bed. He looked at his clock. This time, it was 1/2 November. He poked his head outside his burrow. The leaves were red and yellow. I'll just go for a little walk, he said. Maybe that will make me sleepy. What would he see in November? Groundhog went outside. He saw things that he'd never seen before. Tall yellow corn shocks and round orange pumpkins. Turkeys gobbling in the barnyard. It's almost Thanksgiving. What are you doing up? Turkey said. It's almost winter. You should be in bed and I should hide. Because turkeys don't want to get eaten, so they have to do something called make themselves scarce, which means hide. Turkey took Groundhog home. He tucked him in. He read him a story about the Pilgrims, and he gave him a slice of pumpkin pie. Do you think he's going to go to sleep now? Groundhog curled up in his warm, cozy bed. He closed his eyes. He tossed and he turned, but he couldn't get to sleep. Finally, he got out of bed. He looked at his clock. 1/2 December. Groundhog poked his nose outside his burrow. Stars twinkled overhead. I'll just go for a little walk, he said. Maybe that will make me sleepy. Uh-oh, what is it? December? Oh, Christmas time. Groundhog went outside. He saw things that he'd never seen before. Colored lights glowing on some houses, candles shining in the windows, holly wreaths hanging on doors, and he heard sleigh bells chiming in the air. Santa flew down in his sleigh. What are you doing up? Santa said. It's winter. You should be in bed. Santa took Groundhog home in his sleigh. He tucked him in. He read him a Christmas story, and he gave him a glass of milk and a cookie. Ooh, lucky. Groundhog curled up in his warm, cozy bed. He closed his eyes. He didn't toss, and he didn't turn. Soon he fell asleep. Shh. But then, bring, 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 bring. Groundhog opened one eye. It can't be time to get up yet, he grumbled. I just got to sleep. Almost February 2nd. Bring, 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 bring. Groundhog looked at his clock. February 2nd. Groundhog yawned and stretched. He tumbled out of his burrow. Snow glittered on the ground. The sun was out and the sky was blue. But you know what happens when the sun is out? It makes a shadow. Groundhog saw his shadow. What am I doing up? There are 6 more weeks of winter coming. I should be in bed. He hurried back inside. He ate a bedtime snack. He read himself a bedtime story, and then he tucked himself into his warm, cozy bed. He pulled up the covers, he closed his eyes, and he went to sleep. The end. That's silly. I like that story. All right, we're going to work on this one today. So, before we start, we're going to do a little coloring. We're going to use crayons. So I'm going to make my groundhog's nose black. I'm going to make him, where's my brown crayon? It's missing. Good thing I have lots of crayons. All right, so I'm going to make my whole entire groundhog brown. I'm not going to color too dark because I don't want to hide my letters. So I'm going to just go really lightly over him. I'm not going to color, try not to color his teeth. I already did a little bit because a groundhog has white teeth. And then so after you color his body, we're going to make one side of him look like it's still springtime or going to be springtime and warmer. And one side of him, we're going to make it look like it's 6 more weeks of winter. So remember yesterday, we did a nice spring picture. I'm not going to draw a person today. I'm just going to put some flowers in my picture. Let's see here. There's some flowers. And then over here, we'll do the winter. Lots of snow falling. You can put a snowman if you'd like. 6 more weeks of winter. It's gonna be cold for a while more, right? Okay, so there we have it. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna use your stickers and you're gonna match the capital to the lowercase. So I'm noticing that some capital and lowercase letters look the same. Those are the easiest ones to do. Do those first and then you can do the other ones. Like I'm noticing that S, lowercase s, looks like capital S. So I'm gonna put my sticker to match my S. So you can look at an alphabet chart if you need help. Maybe a grown-up can help you, but I want you to be doing this mostly by yourself, okay?